All right. Hello. Happy Friday. Good morning to you. Um, Happy Halloween, I guess, for those of you that celebrate Halloween, trick or treat, yada, 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 all that other good stuff. Another crazy week this week. It seems like the year is just one big blur. Um, yeah, really, that's all I got for you guys this morning. It's been something else, but happy to be here. Uh, T Dog, you didn't dress up. I did dress up, but it's hot as balls up here right now. So I had my blaze orange and my jacket, but I'm not putting it on. And I did wear a bow tie. So I did dress up. So mm, there you go. Bam. What do you got to say to that? Nothing. I didn't think so. That's right. Try to call me out like that. Shoo, you don't know. You don't know. So anyway, let's get this show started. Happy Friday, everybody. It's time for your HMG weekly wrap up. It's Halloween. Um, I'm gonna start this show off just like this. If you're dressing up for Halloween, I want to see pictures. Post them. Let me back up a second. Make sure they're like PG appropriate. Okay. Make sure because I know some of y'all will be sending me some messed up stuff, so make sure that they are appropriate. But leave it, send it, let us know what you guys are dressing up as, or what you guys got planned for Halloween this evening. I'm sitting here trying to get everything is crapping out on me. It's IT stuff left and right today. I love it. I'm excited because I got a very special guest for you guys today. So, veterans, if you're watching, make sure you pay attention. Grab a notebook and a pen and pay attention. Today, we have U.S. Army veteran, founder of You Are Still a Veteran, and the host of Let's Talk All Things VA with Coach Marsha, my sister from another mister, Marsha Martin.
Good morning. Good morning, Adam.
What's up, sis? How you doing?
Look, living the dream, living the dream.
I love it. I love it. Um, Marsha, I've known you for a minute,
Yes.
like a long minute. And I want everybody else here to kind of get to know you just a little bit before we dive into the business and the podcast and stuff like that. So, mention you're Army veteran. How many years did you serve?
I served 11 years as an
Nice.
Army veteran. Yes, go Army. Yes, Army veteran, Finance Corps, the whole time that I served.
Okay.
Um, um, Made it to the rank of Staff Sergeant promotable, and
Nice.
then, had promotable behind my name. And then life happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, life happened. I ended up getting myself in some trouble and going through a court martial, right? And as a result of that court martial, I ended up being busted down to a private. Spent 17 months of a 34-month sentence at Miramar Brig in California for defrauding the government. And life just started happening.
Yeah.
Like life just started happening, Adam.
So the transition then out after you went through, and first off, thank you for being brave enough to share that with a
Well,
lot.
look, I figured my thought process behind everything. One of my, I had to, let me set this up. One of my
Yeah.
favorite movies is 8 Mile, right? Eminem is in that movie. And I always go to the end of the movie
Yeah.
and then go back to the beginning to watch it, because the end, when he was in a rap battle,
Yeah.
how he diffused his opposition is in his rhyming. He put
Right.
everything out there about him, so it diffuses the other person when it comes to how they're going to come at you,
Right.
right? I figured that because this is a part of my story.
Yeah.
This is a part of the birthing of You Are Still a Veteran. And so, like, does it come with its levels of shame and humiliation? Absolutely. Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. But I figure if I get that out, the thing that waits sits on me, then
Yeah.
I'll be good after then.
And you've kind of, I mean, you've done, I mean, I've known you for a long time, so you've done a complete 180, and you've kind of used your experience to help other people and other veterans move forward with stuff. So let's talk a little bit about that. As you transitioned out from that process and everything that you went through, when did you decide that, hey, I'm going to take my experience and what I learned from everything to help others?
Well, it took a while. Like my court martial was November 2009.
Yeah.
I came home from the brig May 2011. And from 2011 to around about 2016, 2017, I was trying to figure out how to live.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I trying to navigate life as a convicted felon in America, right? What I quickly found, probably after within 90 days of being home from being incarcerated, is that I would have preferred to go to war than being a convicted felon in the United States of America. And I say that because I was taught, I'm a trained soldier, right? And
Mhm.
it's things come with that. I can I know how. It's a field manual, it's an army regulation, it's a order that assists you in this journey of war, right?
Right.
Even being a POW, we're trained to know how. But being a felon in America, Adam,
Yeah.
it is
You
it ain't
there
no field manual.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a stigma with that regard.
What? Yes, I tell you, it even today, it's been, let me see, 2009, 10, 11,
It's been
12,
a while.
over 10 years.
Yeah.
Some places I go to get either talk about what I'm doing, attempting to provide assistance, they treat that thing as if it just happened.
Right. Let me see here. Malachi, what's up, brother? Appreciate you jumping on. T-Dog, when you're honest and upfront, you don't have to lie or pretend later. Well, that's good.
Absolutely.
Good point. It's a good point. Um, so when did you decide then to again take that experience, everything that you're going through, like in what you're doing today? Like you were still a veteran. When did that come to
Well,
fruition?
I started working my first oriented job after being incarcerated was with the Virginia Department of Veteran Services. And I started as an admin assistant. So I learned the art of the skill of disability claims, VA disability. That's when I
Right.
was introduced to it. And after working as an admin for about a year, an opportunity came for me to apply for a veterans claims agent position. I applied and I got
Through the
hired.
VA.
No, a claims. Yeah, I became a accredited claims agent through the VA. Yes, if I have my certificate here, I'll show you.
That no,
Like,
that's I say that 'cause I wanted you to repeat that so the
yeah.
listeners and the
So
viewers see that with the what I'm saying?
yes, I got hired through Virginia Department of Veteran Services to be a veterans claims agent.
Okay.
And once you go through the training through Virginia Department of Veteran Services, you have to go through training. They submit your paperwork to VA, and VA says yes or no, you can be an accredited claims agent. And I
Right.
was an accredited claims agent while working, and I learned how to take care of veterans through that experience.
Gotcha.
Sam Brown was my direct supervisor. And at the time, the director was John Anderson, Mr. Anderson.
Mhm.
And Robert White, which we call Bob, he was my immediate on ground supervisor.
Gotcha.
And so, and I give those names because they knew about the felony. Because
Right.
Mr. Brown, his idea was, who better to give you a second chance than us,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
so I excelled in a position. However, I had to end up resigning after 2.5 years of being there because with the nationally known veteran service organizations in their bylaws, I could not service their veterans because we had like a MOA,
Mhm.
memorandum agreement,
Yeah.
with those nationally known VSOs. And because of their bylaws, I could no longer service work in my position with
Right.
VDVS because of the felony. So they had to let me go. When I tell you I was devastated, it's an understatement. So, however, learning the skill prepared me to be able to just help people.
Yeah.
Like they'll talk like, "Hey, don't you work for VDABS?" Then I'll look at their stuff with the little knowledge that I had, and I will apply. And I'll say, "Hey, do this, say this. This is what the regulation says to 38 CFR, and you should be good." So it just started off with something that I was doing just to help the veterans that were in my little nucleus that I had,
Right.
right? And so when I got my VA disability claim, and this is the kicker, I worked for Virginia Department of Veteran Services. I filed my claim. They told me, the same people told me, like, hey, you're not authorizing the benefits because of your negative discharge. I was like, well, are you sure? They was like, absolutely. I was like, okay, then, well, are you the final say? They was like, no. I was like, okay, well, let it go through the process. I filed my claim. They denied it. And Adam, this is what they said that got my attention. You have no honorable service, so you're not authorizing any benefits.
Okay.
I served 11 years. I was like, now that last enlistment, yeah, you could say that because I ended up incarcerated.
Right.
But the other 9, no, 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 we're not doing that. So what that made me do is read their regulation very thoroughly for my benefit. I read it and I did find out because all my contentions or conditions were diagnosed during my honorable period, I can get service connected because I had honorable
Mhm.
service. And
Right.
I stand a service connected disabled veteran today.
You had
Totally.
re-enlisted, so everything prior to your re-enlistment or the last re-enlistment when everything kinda went south, if you will,
Yes,
prior to that, everything was honorable, and that's what qualified you for your benefits. Am I
absolutely.
understanding that correctly?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
100%. And so it took me because, I'm still new to the system. It
Yeah.
took me 8 years to get service connected. 8 years, right? Because I appealed it versus going through the other little processes at first. But
Right.
I'm glad that I did because I learned the art of it. And then I end up working, getting as they say, a good government job, working
Mhm.
for the trademark USPTO as a trademark specialist after I lost that job, right? So everybody in voc rehab, because I had got into the voc rehab program, everyone knew that Marsha Martin had this felony. However, they was like, hey, when you fill out the SF-50, I think the security form,
Mhm.
because it has exceeded the 7-year mark, because on the form it said, have you committed a crime in the last 7 years? My
Right.
answer was no, because I did not.
Right.
So it was no space to explain if you have or have not. But all the key players knew that I had this felony, right? So they was like, hey, you should be good to be cleared to come in to work. So I work with as a trademark specialist, GS9,
Mhm.
coming in, first government job.
Yeah, wow.
58 days later, they fired me because the commissioner, I cannot remember her name, commissioner, deputy commissioner, I don't know which one she is, but first name Mary. She stated because my character from 2009 spoke highly of the woman that I was in 2018. She never had a conversation with me, Adam.
That
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 thing crushed me.
and that's just people judging books by their cover, and it's Ken, good morning. I people change, and you
Yeah,
see
I
there's
was
a lot
like,
of thinkers coming out, and you are a prime example of that, obviously, and like I said, I've known you, so it's and I know the backstory on it, so it's like I've seen what you've done just in the last decade that I've known you, right?
yeah,
So it's sad
yeah,
that people say, like, "Oh, there's this or there's that," or when somebody's been incarcerated and you don't know the full story or even what it's for, you just everything tends to jump right to the negative and forget the fact that somebody's trying to change their life for the better.
I'm telling you, it was, that was the second time in my life that I was like, I see why people reoffend. Like
Yeah.
people want to eradicate recidivism, right?
Mhm.
And people position like, hey, I'm good at whatever I do. You put me in, you give me a tasker, I'm going to execute above and beyond,
Right.
right? Just give me the opportunity. I was given the opportunity, Adam, today in that department that I worked in. I created them a entry level SOP because they were not prepared for veterans of all branches coming through there. I say these people are gonna eat y'all alive. Let me get something that makes sense to me. Because I'm a former leader. This is what I do. I
Mhm.
simplify processes, right? Gave them a simplified process. It was like, how do you figure this out? I said, because I read your regulations, I listened to your trainings, and this is intro. All your people that come here, these veterans, because they went through a surge of hiring veterans, give them this, because if not, they're gonna eat y'all alive and they're gonna try to take over. I said, give them this as a starting point. And then, strategically, they're gonna want to know, how do I get to the next level?
Right.
Introduce that with this form here. Because this is what questions I ask them, right? So
Setting people up for success, or you're trying to set them up for
yes,
success to move forward.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I say that, which brought me to back to Texas, right? I was living in Virginia, which brought me back to Texas. And coming back to Texas, I will really connecting with Lila from Camouflage Sisters and all the ladies that's in this area. And because I knew the art, I knew the skill of assisting veterans with their VA disability claim, I started with them
Hmm.
to get them on a journey with 100%. And of course, Lila's always been telling me, well, I call her Chief. I don't even sound right calling her Lila. So talking to Chief, and I was like, hey, Chief, she was like, hey, you know what? You need to be doing this, 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 this. Because people, one, they need to hear what you have to say.
Right.
Two, they can benefit for what you have to bring them in servicing all veterans, regardless of character or discharge. And
Yeah.
I tell you, after the shutdown of COVID, it birthed, you are still a veteran.
Shout out to Lila, or Chief. Those of you that have
Yes.
followed me since 2015, Lila was our first client on HMG when
Yes.
started. So Lila and I go back a long time. Um, so you said right after COVID, that's kind of birthed that you are still a veteran.
Mhm.
When specifically did you just wake up and be like, you know what, I'm going to go into business for myself,
No.
do this? How did
No.
this have been a
No.
long time coming?
No, right before we shut down for COVID, I went to a VSO trying to get some information. Now, I never told them that I was already service connected. They asked for my DD-214. I gave them my DD-214, and it was like, okay, ma'am, Marsha, because of this bad conduct discharge, you're not considered a veteran. I was like, are you sure? And this is somebody that works for the nationally known veteran service organization. I don't want to throw them under the bus or anything like that. But the nationals, you got your VFW, American Legions, your DAVs,
Yeah.
Purple Heart Association, all these people. So what that did is I went to everyone in my area with the same DD-214. Not anyone, Adam, or the DDs, not anyone asked me any questions. They looked at that discharge status. Oh, you're not a veteran. And it irritated, it infuriated me so much. I said, I am still a veteran, people. And then about that last one, I told her, I say, I'm service connected.
Yeah.
You didn't bother to even ask questions. You with your own biases. So that showed me right there that they were uneducated group of individuals concerning the regulation, because the 38 CFR is clear on defining what a veteran is. You didn't even bother to ask me, was I service connected? Or how about this? How can I help you today?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And so, and I was like, I came back home and I cried because I was so defeated.
Let me
I felt so defeated. And then I talked to Chief again, and
Yeah.
she was like, okay, so what you gonna do with that? You know what I've been telling you. I went to sleep, and I'm a woman of God.
Yeah.
God told me you are still a veteran. Like, how about I need you to serve all veterans, regardless of character or discharge, because like we're your battles. It doesn't change. We're your battles. Who takes care of us?
Right.
And then
That's
so, go ahead.
first off, David, good morning, brother. Appreciate you jumping on. Mark, how many, you hear stories about some vets that come in and they, they get out for whatever reason, or situations similar to yours, or maybe they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time in an uncontrollable situation sometimes. And it's not that I'm not creating
An
excuses
excuse.
or anything like that, but it's one of those things where it's like, hey, this is what this is. How do we fix it? Or how often does that happen?
Well, it's quite a few because, like especially with the war, right?
Yeah.
The war brought about, like, our era, my era, our era. It's We have the statement that you know you can't go to mental health because you're not going to get promoted. You
Right.
can't go to mental health or you're going to be considered crazy
Right.
or
Or
not.
you get pushed to a line unit, or
Yeah,
if you
or
you can't target, you
you lose your
security
clearance.
clearance. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of service
Always
members,
baffled me a little bit.
yeah, they did not go and report, you know, experiences that they were dealing with while in. However, it reflected in negative behavior. It reflected in drug use, alcohol abuse,
Right.
domestic violence, like different little things where I can go from a squared away service member to now I'm the scum of the earth,
Right.
you know? And
Yeah.
so in my experience, what I have seen, and I've got like maybe 10 this year, people that came back with discharge upgrades because of undiagnosed mental illnesses, or or them getting put out because they just couldn't navigate. When you got a 17-year-old, 18-year-old straight out of college, straight into the army, straight to war, and come back and not knowing what to do because they never experienced these feelings and these emotions. And sometimes all it takes is a representative to just sit with them, listen to them, write it up properly, right? Have your supporting documents, send because all of them don't have honorable
No.
service, right? In
Right.
my case, some of them are 4 years or 2 years in on the 4-year contract, and
Right.
the contract is ended early.
I would say this is one of the things that I've often wondered in talking with some, some tier one guys, where it's just like, you never said anything because you were afraid you were going to get kicked out of one of the teams or the groups, or what have you. And what I'm seeing now with a couple of people that I'm pretty close to is like, you go on deployment, you come back, there's mandatory like sit down counseling time to talk stuff out, where before that was very taboo. You wouldn't talk about that in fear of losing your position with that team, or what have you. It, I feel like that's kind of the same here. Like, if the military, I mean, they're investing so much money into training you to be a certain way, then if you go down range, you should have what you would think it would be cost effective to have some type of support thing there for when they come back. Like, okay, here's mandatory. I'm going to say counseling, but you call it whatever you want. Meet up to like decompress and talk about what just happened or what you went through, so you're not going off the edge. And maybe that trickles in, and that starts helping out with some of the.
Well, but how then you have to ask yourself, Adam, because we served, especially in our area, how realistic is that? because once
Ah,
you come back
yeah,
off a deployment, you
yeah,
might get 30 days, you might get 15 days with your family, and then
right,
when you back in the shoot, because especially if it's still wartime, you're training for the next.
right, right. And it's and the way I make it sound is kind of a pipe dream, really. But
Yeah.
at the same time, something's got to be done. There's got to be a middle ground there somewhere where what was a joke we always used to say, like, back in our day, it was like, oh, we're expendable.
I think the last SMA, Sergeant Major Army, I can't remember his name, but with anything, it start with their leadership, right?
Hmm.
He made it okay. He said, I go to mental health because I was dealing with this,
X.
this,
Yeah.
this, and that. So it trickles down because when you have a mindset that this is how I'm supposed to execute, this is how I'm gonna make it through this army, this United States Armed Forces, and get promotions, because it's all about promotions, right? So getting to that next level, it has to start up to say, this is okay. It's okay to go to sick call. It's okay when something is going on with your body. You don't have to suffer. But then from basic training, no, you don't need to go to sick call unless you're about to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's how when I served from 99 to 2011. And I still have delays in going to sick call when something is wrong with me. Not sick call, but to the
Right,
doctor.
the doctors. Yeah.
Yeah. When something is wrong with me, I suck it up until I can't
Yeah.
anymore because it's ingrained in me. You see me calling sick call to go to the
No,
doctor.
I get it. I'm the same way, and I married a nurse, so it's like, it's like she's like, oh, you go do this. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. And yeah, it's so many, it's so many variables. And like one thing I always say, like when I go out and I talk to people and they talk about the 25 that commit suicide a day, I tell them 22. I say add some more to that. Add at least three more. But
Yeah.
25 is my number because of the ones who's afraid to tell you that they are veterans because of the negative discharge.
Let's transition into um can you give those that are watching that watch this later on, first off, Annette, good morning. Appreciate you jumping on. Um for the veterans that haven't put in for any of their benefits or anything like that, or they're just starting off with the process, or maybe there's some that are trying to go through the process and it's been a kick in the crotch for them. Is there anything that they can do? What can a veteran do right now to help themselves either start the process or get through the process successfully?
Okay, what I would say is get with you an accredited claims agent because he or she will be able to guide you, right?
Mhm.
Now, some some trash, point blank period. They trash, right? They're trash. I'm I was trash at once upon a time because I didn't know, right? So so proper education. I was trash. I didn't know.
It is
I'm
what
like,
it is, It's fine.
look, look. But I would have to say is a prepared veteran is will
Mhm.
be a successful veteran, right?
So if what do they need if they're starting off? Like, I'm Joe just getting out and I want to go to the VA to see what my benefits are or to file a claim or whatnot. What do I need to take? Obviously, the DD 214 is the one thing, but should I be, do I need to collect all my medical records from all the
Well,
different places that I've been, civilian doctors, what
well, I
have you?
would say I would say yes, but come up with a plan. Like, what do you want to claim initially, right?
Mm,
And then let's say, for instance, I want to claim my back, I want to claim headaches, and I want to claim bunions because I got real bad bunions since wearing all the shoes. But guess what, Marsha? I only went to the doctor for a headache once. Okay, that's fine. But did you still have the headaches throughout your service? Yes, I
yeah.
did. I
Right.
just didn't go to the doctor because I got fussed at when I went to the doctor. So that's me taking a mental note. I'm writing those down. Okay, with your feet. Okay, the last time you went to the doctor for your feet was in basic training. Okay, were you still having issues with your feet? Yeah, I would just buy moleskins to put on my feet. Like even now, I still just do the moleskins, but it still hurts. And I on purpose buy a size larger for my shoes. Migraines, lower back, still have these back, and it's hurting my hips or whatever. So the key thing is evidence based. It's evidence. You got to have show where it started at, where it originated at. And so let's say for instance, we're absent of records because you
Mm.
never really went to the doctor. Okay, that's when your statement matters. You need to be strategic in your statement. You need to state when, location, and the stressor.
Mm-hmm.
When, August 2014.
Right.
Where, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. While doing the roll march or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. I fell, I rolled over while we was marching. I wasn't able to go to the whatever the scenario is. Details matter. Because what happens is that it's a whole nother part at the VA that works for the team to verify. They take the information that you give, verify that you were there. They're not looking for you. They say, oh, okay, yeah, they was in this unit. They was in Fort Jackson during this time frame. It's highly likely that this occurred. So yes, let's go request them a CMP exam. And then it's the responsibility. Let me tell y'all, anything in the United States Armed Forces is made easy for us. The same thing with VA. You know those things called DBQs?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the questions that the doctors ask.
Oh,
You could be prepared before you even go. People, the DBQ.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
And so and then from there, so the key thing is what you say. And I always, with my veterans, I take the approach of a squad leader preparing her squad member for promotion board. And the promotion board is the CMP exam. I equip you. I give you all the information from what our conversation is. Say, hey, we need this, 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 and this. Hey, one of the strategy is because it's missing. We got to go get your diagnosis. You need a diagnosis. You ain't got a diagnosis. What are you claiming?
Yeah.
You got to get a diagnosis. And with that diagnosis begins the paper trail.
How long does it? You're talking this process. How long does this? And Annette says they're online. That's good. David, on
DBQs are online. You can go to the VA website.
David, you and I are gonna have a chat. Gotta get you that card. Uh, what's T Dog here say? Future reference. Finish filling out the yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good point.
Absolutely. Absolutely, T Dog. You can do that as well. I
Yeah.
mean, you go equip. And for those of our listeners this morning, if you've ever been to a promotion board, soldier of the month, soldier of the year, soldier of the quarter board, you know that you have to give them the answers. And search the regulation, the 38 CFRs, all the answers. Say what's in the reg. They don't care about this story, this tantrum you going on. They don't.
No, that's kind of like use a KISS method. Just keep it simple. Just
Yeah,
boom,
keep
boom,
it
boom, boom.
simple.
Yeah. How long does this process take,
It can
Marsha?
vary. It
Yeah.
varies, Adam.
On
It varies.
like on average.
Well, I always tell my people, if you go in with nothing, it
Yeah.
got to build out anywhere from 6 months to a year. And
Yeah.
then it depends on how fast, how bad the veteran
Yeah.
wanted.
They're looking at it, and you come back. Now the appeal process could take a very long time.
Well, it can take a that's why it's so important. Just like now, like in this era that we in,
Mhm.
where the government is shut down, but they're still processing claims. And what I'm noticing is that a lot of things is being denied, right? Like don't make no sense denials. I was like, okay, then some yo-yo is tripping, right? And it right. and that it depends on how many issues, how
Yeah.
many problems they have.
Yeah.
And and yes or no, yes or no, and it depends on their backlog. It depends on what it is that you're submitting, right? I submit pack, I
Location.
assist, huh?
Does it matter what geographical location you're into? Does it matter, like, if you know they?
No,
The
no.
reason here's why I'm asking, because I've noticed out east things tend to be a little faster out in up and down some of the East Coast VAs here, as opposed to ones that I've seen out west, like in Arizona or even up in Wisconsin. It seems like the time difference has been a little.
Well, I haven't had that experience
Fair enough.
because I haven't. I have even international clients. You know, some can move faster than others.
Mhm.
So it
So
it's just,
there is a lot of variables that go into it.
yes, there are a lot of variables because, like, the same regulation, but it depends on your processor. It depends on your intake department. It just depends on it just depends on a lot of things. It and I always go back to the veteran. What are you submitting? Because those individuals, those raiders,
Yeah.
they have, like, they got quarters to meet, right? So if they have 25 people packets on their desk in their queue to work, and they come to Marsha Martin's packet, Adam's packet had 200 pages that they had to go through. And Adam, you submitted your stuff 6 months after me, but you already have your rating of 100%. I'm still sitting in the queue because I got 2,000 sheets,
Got it.
right?
Yeah.
So what I do for my people now is I include in their packet the records.
Mm,
I tell them also in the records what page I'm getting this from. I give them the supported documentation because I know that, let me make it easy for them so they don't have to do a whole lot of searching on behalf of me or
right.
the clients that come to me like, hey, could you assist me? So it's a process that you got to do, but that's how we do it here at USOP. I can't say what other entities do because they can be successful in their process. But
Right.
I take the guesswork, the legwork, because I have inside knowledge,
Right.
if so to say.
All right, sis. We're gonna transfer over. Let's talk about your podcast. Um,
Yes,
let's talk all things VA with Coach Marsha. When did this start?
it started October 1st. Well, officially October 1st, but I have been touring around. Every once in a while, I hit a live when certain questions come up,
Right.
or I'm seeing a trend or something, and I just like, hey, this is Coach Marsha. Well, let's talk all things VA. And then I call you. I was like, I think I need to do a podcast, make this official because I'm just random out here doing stuff whenever I feel like it. And I believe this made it so that, like, hey, this is official.
Yeah.
I'm giving you gems. I'm giving you stuff that can change your life forever.
For those that are either watching or listening to this, or know somebody that needs some help with their stuff, how can they get in touch with you? Oh, look at that. That's literally T Dog just asked. Okay, because he's got, and him and I talked about you the other day. Uh,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, he's got some people um, that want to reach out. How can people reach out to you?
Okay, then T Dog, they can did he say they can't get it, they can't make no appointment with me?
They said a few people to our website
Oh,
didn't have the availability until 2026 because she's
okay,
busy.
T Dog.
She's helping
I
people. That's why.
look, T Dog, I promise you, like, that is so real because, like, we are booked and busy over here.
Yeah.
So, but what they can do, they can contact me at 1-800-817-6180. And the reason why
Say that number again.
1-800
Yep.
817-6180.
I'll put that in the comments there for y'all. There
So
you go.
they can reach me, and then to still schedule an appointment on the website, at the website, still schedule an appointment there. And I say that because What we don't want to do is, because we have a small team here, is I get everybody in and we can't give them the best,
Right.
right, service. And so what we want to do is make sure we close out this influx that we have right now, get everyone taken care of, and then we'll open back up the books in December, because my November is all the way shut down. The month of November is all the way shut down. In December, we'll start taking on new clients.
Nice.
However, if they call me, they get this number, they can call us on the website, because you call me, I'm going to answer. And if I can do an immediate help in that moment, I got you. But if I have to do very detailed stuff, I'm going to get to you. We're going to secure, because first thing is you want to secure that date, that payment date, right? I'm going to have them go in, let's secure this payment date. And then December, we'll come in and we'll talk more of a strategy.
Nice.
But whenever they come and if they call me, they come in here, I'm pausing what I'm doing, and you have my undivided attention, and we're going to execute what we're going to execute. So T-Dog, I apologize. Let your people know that I apologize, but I had to do that. So, because I don't want no bad name out here in these veteran streets. You see what I'm saying?
And folks, you can find all of her information on the Heroes Media Group website as well on her show page. Let's talk all things VA with Coach Marsha. So sis, I appreciate you being here. We're going to transition and get the shows hopping here. Oh, what do we have here? Look at that. Happy Halloween, everybody. Yep, we're going to change the background as we're talking a little bit. Get into the spirit of Halloween, I guess. I don't know. Does anybody, I don't celebrate Halloween.
Me either.
Whatever. I might throw some kids. I might throw some kids while I was say candy. I meant to say candy. I'm gonna throw some kids. No, I'm not doing that. Relax. I'm not doing that yet. Let me see here. What do we have? Hardest thing for a veteran walk in the door. You know what? I got to talk about this, and that's on point with this. And Nanette made a comment about a month ago that I absolutely loved, and I've repeated this. And so this just goes to show that I do listen to you. I love her. I've known her a long time. Great person. She said something like, veterans that don't use veterans that don't use their benefits or could potentially hurt other veterans because the VA gets funding, and if people aren't using their benefits and whatnot, then that kind of affects the ones that are trying to get their benefits.
And that is a fact.
Yeah,
that is a fact. And I think that most veterans don't utilize their benefits because, one, they don't believe that they are deserving of it,
right.
Or most think because they haven't deployed, they're not entitled,
right?
And or they've gone through the rejection so many times they don't want to try again, right?
Yeah.
And I believe that, I'm not trying to say that I am the best representative out here, but I treat each claim as if it's mine, right? Or if it's my brothers or my aunts, or, like when I tell you I'm a soldier, like, yeah, I messed up. I messed up bad. But the oath of a non-commissioned officer, I embody that even today.
Yeah.
And so I became a student of the 38 CFR, so I can know how. So when something doesn't come back, I'm asking that veteran, what you say, because I know you didn't communicate what I instructed you to communicate.
Right.
I know you didn't. And then I find out usually that they did not. So we got to go back in and we got to fix. I say, it's important. Take this notebook. I get them a notebook. Every last one of them. Whatever your contention is, it's a section for each one. I need you to communicate this. And it's based off of what they've communicated already, but it's in regards to the 38 CFR. What they communicate is directly related to the 38 CFR. And I already know when we go to the boards, we're already usually a little scared, a little anxious, right?
Mm,
So you might forget things. So you write it down in the book. Most veterans deal with foggy brain. They forget. You have anxiety of just going to this examination. Write it down. Like, hey, I got to refer back to my notes because I'm already nervous. I'm already anxious. Let me go look. And so, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. You have to go in there with a strategy, like you would go in with a strategy to go to the promotion board, Soldier of the
yeah.
Month, Soldier of the Year. Officers, I don't even know what they do. Like, I don't know they role. Like when they paperwork gets sent up, you got to be your leadership style, how you communicate to people. Like it's not a time to be humble, as they
Right.
say.
Right.
No, I don't need you to be humble. I need you to state facts. If
Yeah.
you feel as if daily you're homicidal and suicidal too, I need you to communicate that because that's a difference between 30% PTSD, 70 to 100%.
Right. Facts. Facts. David, I'm not going to repeat what you said, but that
What
is
David said.
I I know why he said that. Kid tossing. I said kid tossing. I meant
Oh,
candy tossing. Along that lines. And there was an officer joke in there. I am going to say T-Dog. Officers fill out paperwork and learn from the NCOs.
that's what they do. They're supposed to do that.
I mean,
We're the like
I
they're
was kind of
supposed
I
to.
was kind of thinking that, but then I was like, wait, I got an officer in our family now, as you know. So
Yeah, but who is he learning from? There we go.
yeah,
But they're supposed to do that. It's an honor for a non-commissioned officer to groom that lieutenant, to groom that commander.
yeah.
They're a reflection of us.
He was kind of at a disadvantage growing up with me anyway. So
He's gonna be a great officer.
all right, let's we got to get it. We got to get into the shows. Marsha, let's start off with you. What was your latest episode about? Let's talk all things VA with Coach Marsha.
I think the latest episode 2, was from denial to approval. We
Okay,
dived into talking about denials and approvals and what does that look like? What happens when a denial comes? Like, and then how do you navigate? How do you navigate to an approval? And there's
gotcha.
no clear answer because it's different levels of denials, like why something is denied. So that's why it's important that read the reason for the denial.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is always in the writing.
Good stuff. Again, folks, you can find all the shows. Go to heroesmediagroup.com and you click on. Make sure you follow Marsha, and she's giving out tons of information on these podcasts. They come out on the 1st and the 15th of every month. A new episode will drop, so stay tuned for that because just here in a couple days we got a new episode coming out.
Mhm.
So, and you want to give us a heads up, like what's a little teaser or what's coming up on next?
Oh, yes. Episode 3. Episode 3 is Discharge Upgrades 101. I go through the discharge upgrade, talk about the discharge upgrade phase. What does that look like?
Okay,
Why does discharge matters? What does the law say? And who qualifies for discharge upgrades?
nice, good stuff. Sis, appreciate you. We're gonna go through these rest of these real quick here. What do we have here? Tony Aberscato over on the IG. I see you, brother. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate you. Happy Halloween to you too. Folks, we're diving in. Let's see what everybody else did this week on the shows. Double S Podcast. They sit down with Matt from Amped Outdoors LLC, providing industry-leading quality and price on marine-grade lithium batteries. They have been a huge supporter of the TPO mission, True Patriot Outfitters. Our friend Gene over there, sometimes he'll take over the Friday shows for me. Great episode, Double S Podcast. You can see them live on Sunday nights on YouTube. Make sure you check it out. She Bird the Vibe, one of the newer shows on the HMG network as well. So what do we got here? Ken leaves a comment. Thank you, Marsha. Gonna start watching you. Very nice. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
She-Bird the Vibe. Life is full of choices, big ones, small ones, and the ones that shape who you are. This episode, Ashley and Mia dive into making decisions you can truly live with, not just in the moment, but for the long haul. It's from a mom and daughter's perspective. I love this show. This is good stuff. They're creating a legacy over there. She-Bird the Vibe. Check it out. Next up, we got the JMAC podcast. We got veterans, first responders, and community leaders. This was an event that happened last night out in Phoenix, Arizona. It was in Phoenix or Mesa. It was in the Phoenix metropolitan. It is out in Arizona, out there in the valley. They went down to Glow Flame Initiative. It's and afterwards bunch of people came up from different veteran organizations, and they got 2 minutes on the mic with Josh to speak about their mission and upcoming events. It was pretty cool. He's been doing a great job down there in the valley. JMAC podcast, check it out. Vet SOS podcast. They do 4 episodes a week. They have this week they had a special Monday scoop show with the GI Film Festival, which is happening just south of us here, down in DC. That's coming up. They also have their military transition resource show. They have their veteran entrepreneur spotlight show, and then they have the veteran educational resource, and then the scoop, as I mentioned before. So they got a lot of great shows. 4 episodes, 5 that actually dropped this week, and I'm actually going to be pre-recording a show with them tomorrow morning. I'm looking forward to that. It's a great group over there, so check that out. Vet SOS podcast. Next up, we got the Unapologetic Veterans podcast. Last was actually happened earlier this week. They're talking about the 250th USMC birthday. Of course, we all know. I thought I was going to be able to get through the show without bringing that up, but I guess we got a holiday coming up, and it's not just Veterans Day. It's not Thanksgiving. You ask every jarhead that's out there, they're going to tell you, "Hey, it's my birthday." That's right, 250th. And I'm going to catch some. I know I'm going to catch some slack on that one. 250th Marine Corps birthday. Happening November 10th. If you're up and down the East Coast anywhere, head to Philly because they're having a huge block party with the Ton Tavern Foundation out there. It's going to be huge out there. Our friend Dave Bray, USA, is going to be singing, kicking the show off, the party off out there on November 10th for the 250th USMC birthday. And then, of course, we got Veterans Day coming up too. And next up, we got the Disgruntled PM. T-Dog, are you still in here? This is T-Dog's show right here. This week he's got talking with Dr. Casey LaFrance. Did I say that right? I even had the little French accent in there. I tried to put that in there. Dr. Casey LaFrance, prominent scholar in public administration and project management. They explore themes, suitable project management practices, and parallels between law enforcement and project management. She shares the insights of veteran to project manager mentor alliance and the importance of networking and the future of project management in a rapidly changing world. That was a good show, T-Dog. He's still here. Appreciate you. Good show. Next up, Speak Up, Show Up, Lead podcast with our friend JJ Hardy. He's got another HMG family member on this week. He's talking with Adam Peters, U.S. Army veteran entrepreneur. He's the chief AI officer. Adam also is the host of the Strategic Veteran podcast. Adam does a ton of things, and it's definitely one you want to listen to. This is a good episode. Speak Up, Show Up, Lead podcast, JJ Hardy. Next up, we got Keep It Spiritually Simple with Sandra McEllis. She does a show live on YouTube this week. Sacred Scientific Plant IQ, Beyond the Trip Plant Medicine, all plant-based medicine stuff. You get to learn about all the stuff plant-based. Check it out. Next up, hey, Strategic Veteran. There you go. Adam's show. What if the very identity that made you successful is the same one keeping you stuck? It's a good question. This week, David Richards grew up in the Marine Corps. It was a family business. He led troops combat during Operation Restore Hope in Somalia. and spent 17 years climbing the corporate ranks at Cisco. But seemed like he felt like a failure. Felt like a failure the day he got promoted. Stopped partying to earn back the legacy that he thought he had already inherited. Burned the boats when it was time to go his own way. This was an awesome episode. Very insightful. The Strategic Veteran. Check it out. And speaking of JJ Hardy, I just mentioned him a second ago. There he pops up. What's up, brother? How you doing? Glad you jumped on. He is doing an episode this week with someone who is raising money to start Warfighter Ranch. Are we talking about Warfighter Ranch down in Arizona, Jeremiah? So check that out. The Strategic Veteran, kind of all over the place. Let me get back on here. Homefront Sit Rep podcast this week. Actually, Wednesday night was the tip of the spear. Last Wednesday of every month, they do a special tip of the spear. They have all kinds of veteran podcasters that come on. This was an awesome episode. So many guys showed up this week. Check it out. If you go to Homefront Sit Rep podcast on Facebook, you could see it from Wednesday night show. It was an awesome show. What do we got next? Patriots Inside the Wire, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights from 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Gold Star mother, Tracy Laporte, she jumps on, talks all things music related. Great show, Patriots Inside the Wire. Check it out. Next up, we got the Arms Room Show. Every Monday, 2 p.m. Arizona time. I just realized something when I said Arizona time, but daylight savings is right around the corner.
Sunday.
We'll be discussing stopping the bleed and what you should be carrying with you. I've said this again every week. This is a show you are going to learn a ton from. If you hike, if you're an outdoorsman, or what have you, this is all like they do a lot of dirt medicine, first aid stuff. Stop the bleed. This is something that you need to be paying attention to. It's the Arms Room Show. JJ, yes, they're the ones in Arizona. Tell Airborne Ron I said hello when you do that interview. I've known him and Helen for a very long time. I love them to death. What do we got next? So it said Arms Room Show. Check it out. Next up, Misfit Nation podcast. Andy Dietrich. And I worked on saying that for like 10 minutes too, and I think I still said it wrong. Anyway, play stupid games, win hilarious life lessons, right? Andy is an immigrant, U.S. veteran, and hilariously raw author of Play Stupid Games, Win Stupid Prizes. And he shares his brutally honest stories of resilience, friendships, failure, and redemption with wit, wisdom, and more than a few cringeworthy laughs. It is dark humor, humble insights, and real-life misadventures. This was an awesome episode. Check it out. The Misfit Nation podcast. Label Free podcast this week. She's got Lila Perkins, a dedicated school counselor and author of the book The Pain of My Belly. Leila is from Canada, shares her passions for supporting children and youth in navigating their mental health challenges. This is a pretty cool episode. Label Free podcast. Check it out. This past week on Sunday night, we got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project. And remember, folks, they go live every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. They had J.T. Thompson coming back since his last visit. He's been rebuilding the Blazer for a fundraiser to making new music with his band, J.T. and the Gunslingers. And they put out some music on this one, too. Good episode. The People's Patriot Project. Check it out. Stay with me. We got just a couple more here. Other side of the firewall. I know, like, people that are getting into cybersecurity or want to learn more about cybersecurity, this is probably the number one cyber show that's out there. Ryan does a fantastic job with this. The latest cybersecurity threats, including YouTube's Ghost Network, which has over 3,000 malicious videos designed to trap users into downloading malware to their computers. Pay attention, guys. They also explore the rise of fake job postings used by cyber criminals to steal credentials, particularly during the current government shutdown, which has led up to an increase of 85% in cyber attacks against U.S. agencies. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Take a listen to it. Other side of the firewall. Changing happiness. This week, Ryan shares his personal faith journey through storms, anxiety, and finances. They talk about why the hard seasons in life are meant to shape you, not break you. Check it out. If you're tired of chasing success and ready to live a life of purpose, this episode is for you. Chasing happiness. Episode 4 of this particular series that Krista is doing. It's called movement-based leadership that goes beyond transactions and titles to ignite something deeper. We'll look into the difference between transitional leadership models, transactional, transformational, and just leadership in general, quite frankly. So check it out. Rise up, voices from the front line. I got to give shout outs to these companies real quick. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle, been a huge supporter of HMG for the last couple of years. Veteran-owned company. Thank you. Forget Genetics. Barry, Army veteran. This is a family-owned and operated organization. Fantastic people. If you're an outdoorsman like me and you like having animals in your woods, go check out their products, forgetgenetics.com. From the farm, I don't, those of you who follow me know that I don't buy meat at the stores. I go to local ranchers and farmers. This is a great website. Our buddy AJ fantastic. They do all of our personal taxes, all of our business taxes. Go to mytaxfella.com. Go check them out. Last but not least, or two more actually, I lied. FinTactical. Go check. If you look at the Heroes Media Group website, FinTactical is the company that did our new website and the new HMG Beverage website. So you check that out. And then, of course, our sister company, HMG Beverage. If you're looking for coffee this holiday season, you can go to hmgbeverage.com or hmgcoffee.com. I'm over time right now. Sis, Marsha, Coach, thank you. Appreciate you jumping on today. Absolutely blast. A lot of information that was put out there. Thank you so much. Folks, don't forget to reach out to Marsha. Get you veterans out there that are looking to get your claims started, or you got some questions on stuff, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll have her contact information in the show notes or in the comment section after the show here, or you can go to heroesmediagroup.com and check out her show page. Sis, appreciate you jumping on today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Folks, that's all the time that we got. Real quick, don't forget this weekend, don't get the 45-degree syndrome. Get outside. I know it's getting a little bit colder, but that's all right. Get outside. Go do something with the family. Until next weekend, or till next Friday, God bless you. God bless America. Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween. Don't forget to post your pictures. Make sure they're PG in the comments below. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Okay.